Hey everyone, this is Demari. Welcome to my YouTube channel. And today I'm going to be doing the November 2020 monthly tarot reading for the sign of Leo. Please keep in mind, this is a general reading, so it may not apply to each and every one of you. However, you can take a look at this month's reading in regards to your sun, moon, rising, and Venus signs. Excuse me. So do take a look at your natal chart, see the corresponding zodiac signs, and see which video title resonates for you most. With regards to the spread, I'll be pulling a Celtic cross using the Intuitive Tarot, and then we'll clarify using the Waite deck. So, just going to shuffle your cards. So while I'm doing that, I just want to say a quick thank you to everyone who's been liking, commenting, subscribing, and even sharing my videos. It means a lot to have your continued support, so thank you so much for being a part of this community. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do, and don't forget to hit the notifications bell so you're informed of when your next set of readings goes up on the channel. If you'd like a personal reading with myself, you can find the information in the description box below. When it comes to the YouTube membership, as many of you know, I was very sick last week, so unfortunately that pushed me right back with pretty much everything that I've got going on. So it's likely that won't actually open until December, but I will let you guys know in advance, okay, when that does open up, and then you'll be able to join if you would like to be a member of the Inner Sanctum. And just while I'm on the subject of illness, I just want to say a big thank you, so much love to everyone who sent me messages of well wishes, a speedy recovery, healing vibes, love, all of that. Thank you so much. I mean, it really meant a lot to me, especially when I was feeling really weak. So I really, really appreciate that. Now, luckily, I'm healthy and happy. I can get back into your readings. So here we are. Okay, just get the final card. And we're ready. So, Leo, let's see what's happening for you in the month of November. So with regards to your present circumstances, you have the Tower in reverse, okay? So Scorpio energy can also be associated with Aries. Yeah, you are trying to rebuild what was once broken. I feel like ever since this Tower moment, whatever, came crashing down, whatever came to an abrupt and very dramatic end, I feel like ever since then you've just been feeling like you're floating. You're just kind of lost, okay? So that's why I feel like now you're trying to ground yourself and see how it's possible to rebuild what was once broken. This could be trust. This could be a relationship that completely broke down, which is what I'm getting, okay? So you want to rebuild that broken trust, or you feel that someone is wanting to rebuild with you, right? Crossing this situation in the position of your challenge, you have the Magician in reverse. So Virgo energy could be dealing with a Virgo or a Scorpio here, possibly an Aries. But I feel like, yeah, it's saying to you, because I feel like usually, you kind of fall back on certain tactics to win people over or to swing a situation in your favor. Not to say that you're doing anything wrong or bad or intentionally bad. It's just that perhaps your old tricks will not work in this occasion, especially if you know that you sabotaged a connection, or this can be a feeling of, if you feel like you were on the receiving end, because it can be either way, I don't know the situation, but if you were on the receiving end of, this sort of trickster energy or someone that broke your trust in a connection, I feel like you're trying to stay firm in that I'm not going to go through this again. Their old tricks are not going to work on me, right? So it's kind of like you're trying to learn from the past, and you want to make sure that whatever this person does, if they step up with you with the same energy, if they try the same underhanded tactics to win you over, that you're not going to be easily swayed, right? That you can't be so easily manipulated, right? When it comes to your recent past, you have the Queen of Cups. So this is Cancer energy. So you could have been dealing with a Cancerian or have Cancer in your chart. But I feel like, yeah, either way, there was a lot of love in the past in the connection, right? On both sides, I feel. But something went awry here, either because, you know, there was interference, there was a third party, because, you know, there was just generally trust issues overall. I get a real sense of trust issues. There may have been an explosive argument where someone said something they didn't mean in the heat of the moment, and that caused the breakup. I mean, who knows? It can play out many different ways for different people, but I feel like that caused a lot of pain for both of you, right? Whatever transpired here. Now, when it comes to the near future, you have the Six of Swords in reverse. So I feel like, to be honest with you, you don't see this getting on track. You don't see reconciliation taking place. Maybe you don't want to reconcile with this person, even though there's obviously still some feelings here, because we have the Queen of Cups in your recent past. So even if you broke up with this person some time ago, there's still love in the connection. At least I feel like on your side, you still have some emotional attachment to this person, but you don't see it coming back together. You don't see how you can mend the connection, right? You don't see it moving into smoother waters. You don't see yourselves being in the same boat, okay? When it comes to your feelings, you have the Moon in reverse. So something came to your awareness, and I feel like there was a powerful realization that you really did love this person, or that you're coming to realize that this person really did love you, right? And there's still feelings there, right? That they're not so hidden, they're not so buried, it's not so deep. It's very much on the surface now. You're feeling it, you're experiencing it, right? That's why this is coming up in your energy, even if this situation died a while ago, right? Because it could have been, or it could have happened very recently, but either way, you know, you're still very much emotionally attached to this person, and you're starting to realize that. When it comes to the energy crowning you at this time, you have the Page of Pentacles in reverse, okay? So, yeah, you're not wanting to give this another chance, though. You're not wanting to. Maybe because, yeah, this person betrayed you. Maybe because you feel like they were not emotionally stable. Because the Queen of Cups in her shadow aspect can be very emotionally imbalanced, right? So maybe that kind of puts you off. You're like, I don't want to go through this again, right? It was difficult enough as it is the first time around. I don't want to give this another go. I really don't, especially because we have the Six of Swords in reverse. So I feel like you do not want to revisit this, even though you have love for this person. When it comes to when it comes to your advice, you have the High Priestess in reverse. This is Pisces energy. Can also, I forgot to mention the Moon is also Pisces Cancer. Pisces Cancer. Some of you definitely dealing with a water sign here, Cancer or Pisces. But yeah, I feel like the advice here is to express your truths, to speak up, right? Because I feel like there's something that was once unknown that's now come to your awareness. But there's something about that has to be expressed. There's something that needs to be revealed here on your side. So we'll see what that is when we continue, right? As we clarify when we get to it. So when it comes to your external influences, so this could be places, people, situations, environments you find yourself in, anything outside of yourself. You have the Hermit, so Virgo energy, okay? So you could be connecting with a Virgo at this time. But I feel like this is, you know, I feel like the person you're dealing with is trying to get a sense of clarity on the situation and trying to make sense of what's happening here. Because I feel like energetically you're both feeling this pull. You're both feeling like something is about to happen. In some shape or form, you and this person are going to come into communication for a reason. Right? And they're trying to make sense of why this is happening, right? How this is happening, what can I do? They're doing some deep soul searching. They may be working on themselves a lot, especially if they were very emotionally imbalanced, erratic, projecting emotions a lot, you know, negative emotions. I feel like they are doing a lot of soul searching, a lot of shadow work and a healing work, which is good, right? And maybe that's why this is coming up again for you now, Leo, because they are not the same person they were in the past. Interesting. Okay. So when it comes to your fears, though, you have the Five of Wands, so fire energy, your energy. You don't have much fire in this reading, to be honest, so far, right? It's mostly to do with, soul searching and emotions. That's what I'm getting mostly here, and big changes. But yeah, Five of Wands. I mean, you don't want to fight with this person anymore. Like I said, I've got a sense that there was a huge blowout between you two, like a huge, not even a disagreement, a full-blown argument. And you don't want to fight with this person anymore. You're like, I'm tired. I'm so tired of fighting. Like, I want my peace at this point. I don't want to fight with this person. That's why I don't want to revisit this connection, because I don't want to go through all of these arguments and all the strife again. It's just not worth it, right? But then in regards to your hopes, you have the Ten of Cups in reverse. So it's like, I feel like there was something about, there was a dream here, right? There was something that you envisioned once with this person, the Ten of Cups, right? You saw that there could have been something very beautiful in the connection. But I feel like right now you're hoping you can give up on that dream. No matter how painful it is to do so, you're hoping you can give up on that dream. Oh, Leo. Okay. And now finally, as a potential outcome, you have the Nine of Wands. I mean, that's kind of a given. You are the wounded warrior, because you've been through a lot in this connection. I feel like you both have. It's been very challenging for you, right? And it's forced you to address certain things that perhaps you didn't want to look at, perhaps certain mistakes that you also made and you've come to realize as well. Because usually, a connection isn't just sabotaged by one person. Usually, there are things that both parties are doing, but obviously that's not always the case. So I'm not saying it's your fault, please don't take it that way. I'm just saying that maybe you realize that perhaps you did sabotage out of fear, and that caused some of the problems. Or maybe, like I say, you were the one that was not being completely honest, or that you were the one that was kind of, didn't want to be completely open and vulnerable with this person about how you truly felt about them. But either way, I see you being very standoffish and very wary when it comes to having any kind of communication or taking any action towards this person, because I don't see you really wanting to do that. So hopefully that made sense for you so far, Leo. If none of that makes sense to your situation, then this is probably not your reading. You can check out your sun, moon, and rising, as I said in the beginning, and just see which title in the videos resonate for you, which title resonates the most at this time for you, if it's not this one, okay? So we'll go into the clarification now. Whoa, okay. But this, I feel like because you're still emotionally invested on some level, or very much emotionally tied up still to this situation, this is why this is coming into view, right? Even if you've not been in communication at all with this person for a little while, or even for a long while, this needs resolving one way or another. So that's why it's coming up for you. Because I feel like it's that time, honestly, this year, the end of this year, everything's getting wrapped up. That's just what's coming through in all of the readings so far. That's what I got in collective messages as well, that I looked at specifically for the end of the year. So if you're curious more about the general energies, you can check out the end of the year collective reading that I did I think about a month or two ago. You can find that on my channel, okay? But it's all about that, wrapping things up, because there's new things. There's a new era about to begin. It's a completely new timeline. So yeah, a lot of these things need to be wrapped up and resolved one way or another. Okay. So let's get into your clarifications now. So with regards to, let's see if I can get it. Regards to the Tower in reverse in your present circumstances, you have the Chariot, so that's Cancer's card. Some of you definitely dealing with Cancer. The Chariot, Queen of Swords, Libra energy, and you have the Three of Cups in reverse. So one person is I feel like one person is standing their ground and wanting to vocalize exactly how they see things, while the other person's just wanting to move on pretty much. Two very different energies here. I feel like okay, you want to communicate something because you know you need closure. You need to, wrap this situation up because you're like, either way, I need to build my stability, okay? I need to rebuild what was broken. So I need to know if you're going to do this with me or not, right? Even though you don't want to take action towards them, I feel like you're moving forward regardless, and you want to know if they're coming for the ride or not, right? That's essentially what you want to know. Because either way, you're like, I can't stay how I am right now. Either way, I need to make moves towards my happiness here, right? Because right now I'm not happy. I'm not satisfied with how things are. So I need to move forward and rebuild. And you can either do it with me, or you can do it elsewhere alone, or I can move on without you, pretty much, right? And I get the impression that you kind of want to just move on without them, but at the same time you do kind of want to do it with them as well. So there's conflicted energy there. Crossing the situation, clarifying the Magician in reverse here, you have Queen of Cups again, so definitely Cancer energy. Even the Empress in reverse. The Empress can also be relevant to Cancerian energy, even though this is ultimately Taurus, Libra energy here. But you did have Libra here also, so some of you are definitely dealing with a Libra. But yeah. And it's like I was saying, it's like you don't want to... Because I'm getting this as well. With the Empress in reverse and the Queen of Cups in the upright, you are not wanting to fall for emotional manipulation, right, of any sort. You don't want to be, guilt tripped. You don't want to be made to feel bad because you chose yourself and you chose to walk away from this, right? You chose your own happiness, your own peace of mind, right? That's what I'm getting from this. And that's your challenge here. Your challenge here is to not fall for any emotional manipulation, or to not resort to emotional manipulation if you were the one doing it in the past, and just being very honest and very clear and speaking from the heart, right? Because I feel like in the past, this was a codependent situation, for sure. With that combination, that screams of codependency on both sides, right? So your challenge here is to both maturely and in a very emotionally grounded way to have this communication and see what direction you both want to go in, and if it can be healed, okay? That's if you want that. Otherwise, if you don't, you have to express that honestly and openly as well. Now, when it comes to your recent past, clarifying the Queen of Cups, because you've got the Queen of Cups twice, yeah? So some of you definitely Cancerian energy, or you have Cancer strongly in your chart. You have the Knight of Cups here, the Page of Swords in reverse, and the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. So like I said, there was a lot of love in this situation, You saw this person, you felt the connection, they felt it, You both wanted this, You both very much wanted this. But I feel like there was a lack of trust. There was a real lack of trust here. And if you start a relationship without the foundation of having any trust, then of course you don't have a relationship. It doesn't go anywhere. And that's what I feel like happened. There was no trust. From day one, there was a lack of trust. So it never came together in the way it was supposed to. Or not necessarily supposed to, in the way it could have done, right? But I feel like this was a big lesson for you both when it comes to relationships and the ingredients, the fundamental ingredients of what makes a successful relationship. Now, when it comes to your near future, clarifying the Six of Swords in reverse, you have the Lovers, Gemini energy, Five of Wands, and the Emperor in reverse. So we have the Empress and the Emperor both in reverse here. So yeah, significant connection. I would say this is a karmic situation with the Emperor and the Empress both in reverse. This was a karmic situation where you both triggered the shadow aspect of each other, right? But it was divinely guided. The lovers as well, I feel like you were both meant to learn a valuable lesson here. It made you realize how you were both sabotaging the connection. It made you realize how you both brought baggage and distrust and abandonment issues, codependency to the situation, why that needs to be dealt with, how that, breaks down an otherwise a beautiful connection, right? So all of those shadow aspects came up for you to both heal from them, right? So you don't carry that moving forward into your new timeline. So now you do have a choice. While I don't see you taking action towards this person, I feel like you are considering possibly new connections, right? A new connection in love. But it's telling you, you still have to make a choice here, because you're kind of like, you're still very in and out. Like, you want it, but you don't want it. Like, you don't want to move anywhere near this person because of what happened in the past, but you still love them and you still want to be with them. And it's saying you have to make a decision here, whether or not to move towards them, because you haven't finalized this decision yet. But if you want it, then you have to be prepared to fight for it, not fight with the person, but fight for the connection, right? And address, right? And address any stubbornness that you may have, any pride that's preventing you from speaking your truth. Also, your role in this argument, right? The role that you played in this fight that you had, right? Because perhaps you're the one that spoke out hastily. You said things you didn't mean, that you knew was going to hurt this Queen of Cups. And don't get caught up in the gender. That's just divine feminine energy, right? But you may have said something that you then came to regret and the heat of the moment, because they triggered you in some way, and it triggered your shadow and also your ego, right? So you have to kind of confront that. Okay. Now, when it comes to your feelings, clarifying the moon in reverse, you have the Seven of Cups in reverse, and you have the Knight of Wands. So this is your energy here. Obviously, with that Emperor, that was Aries, right? But yeah. So, Leo, I feel like, you came to the realization, right? It dawned upon you that while you do have options and you can explore your options, and you may have been doing that, while you've been away from this person, especially with that Knight of Wands, I think, you've had a lot of, for those of you I'm picking up on, you may have had quite a few sexual escapades, if you want to put it that way, right? You may have explored different possibilities, different sexual encounters with different people, right? Different connections. But none of them compared to the kind of chemistry you had with this person. Like, when you guys were good, it was really good. But when it was bad, it was really bad. It was a very intense and explosive connection, right? That's why it ended so dramatically. But when you guys were in alignment and you guys were getting physical, it was very intense. It was like, it transcended the usual though. It wasn't just like really good sex. It was like, it became spiritual, right? So you cannot forget that. You keep reminiscing that, right? You keep reminiscing on that, what it was like when you were with this person and it was good. Because you've not had it that good since. That's what I'm feeling. That's why it's still in your energy. That's why it's still stuck, in your mind, because nothing compares to what you had, right? Now, when it comes to the energy crowning you at this time, if I can get the card. Okay. Clarifying the Page of Pentacles in reverse, you have the High Priestess in the upright, which is Pisces, Cancer energy again. The Sun, Leo energy, that's you. And the King of Cups. So wow. So we have the Emperor and Empress in reverse. We have the King and Queen of Cups in the upright. So you guys mirror each other like crazy. This is why I got a sense that it wasn't just one side, like it wasn't just them, it wasn't just you. You both brought your baggage to the situation and kind of screwed it up, to be honest with you. because there was a lot of fear attached. There was a lot of shadow work that needed to happen first, right? And you triggered each other in order to do that, right? It kind of like the divine put you together so you would trigger each other and you would both go off and separately do your inner work, right? But that's the thing, what you're not seeing is that you don't want to give this a shot because you're still remembering how bad things got. But the reality is, intuitively, you know this person made you feel so good when things were good. That this person, you know, when they are in their ascendant energy, they're emotionally grounded, they're supportive. Like, you know, they can literally hold space for you when you're not at your best and everyone else around them. That's something that they do, especially if they are a water sign. You know, Cancer energy does that very, very well. So yeah, and that's the thing. It's a case of, you know, like, even though you don't want to give this another shot, you can't forget the fact that you know it had the potential to be everything you could want from a relationship, right? Especially when it comes to the happiness, emotional fulfillment, having that support, that love, unconditional love, right? You know that this person has those qualities, and that's why you'll find it difficult to forget. Okay. When it comes to your advice here, the High Priestess in reverse, so this is you, that energy with the High Priestess crowning you is you knowing but not vocalizing. This is you vocalizing, right? Your wants with the Nine of Cups, and with the Hierophant, Taurus energy, that you want commitment, you want to settle down with this person. You're like, what would actually make me happier than anything, really, truthfully, is to settle down with this person. Like, I want to be with this person. I want the Ten of Cups with this person. That's the truth, right? But because of everything that happened, I don't know. I'm not buying it. I'm not convinced it can happen. But ultimately, it's saying, listen, right? Because this is your advice. Listen. You need to be honest. You need to speak up about what it is you actually want, and that is commitment. Because perhaps you didn't do that in the past, and that contributed to the situation. Well, now you're being asked to speak up about what it is that you want and go after it. Now, when it comes to your external influences, crowning, I keep saying that, clarifying the Hierophant, not the Hierophant, the Hermit. Why am I getting so confused? It's because you're confused, Leo. You're confused and now making me confused. Oh my gosh. Hermit. Clarifying the Hermit. You have the Two of Wands, right? Fire energy, your energy, and the Ten of Swords in reverse. So this person is considering their options, considering, what do I want? Is there something out there for me, right? Something more than just pain, betrayal, heartbreak, right? Things going wrong. Surely something can go right for me. Something that's truly aligned for me must be out there, right? But how do I find it? What do I do to get it? This is what the person's thinking. How do I know what's right for me? What's aligned for me? How do I accomplish that? Where do I find this? So they are seeking the same thing. But what they don't realize is that they're actually possibly seeking you out also. Because like I said, so much mirroring going on. Okay. And then when it comes to your fears, clarifying the Five of Wands, you have the Nine of Pentacles, and you have the Six of Cups. So yeah, you're afraid that you'll try and give this another shot. You'll come in with your best foot forward, you know, offering all this love, this mushiness, right? Romancing the pants off this person, only to fight and end up single again. So that's what's really preventing you from taking any action towards them at this time. But then in your hopes, clarifying the Ten of Cups in reverse, you have the Six of Pentacles and the Page of Cups in reverse. So we have literally like all the court cards here, I believe. For, we have all the court cards when it comes to, water energy, cups, right? So it's all about your emotions, all in your feelings when it comes to this connection. And it's like, yeah, you're wanting to give up on the dream that is having this reconciliation and happy ever after with this person, because you feel like they're not going to offer you that. They can't offer you that, right? That they're not the right person for that, you know? Even though you do, because you want balance. You want to know that there is balance, is equal give and take, that not one person is leaning too heavily on the other, that there isn't, one person putting more effort than the other or showing up more than the other, right? And you don't see it being balanced. So you're looking for balance in a connection, and you feel like the best thing you can do is give up on that pipe dream with that particular person, right? Okay. And then clarifying finally the 9 of Wands in the position of your potential outcome. You have the King of Wands, that's you, that's your energy, King of Wands, and you have the Ace of Swords. Wow. So it looks like, though, that you are going to step out of your comfort zone and do a very un-Leo-like thing, and that is, to show up and confidently say, I want you. I want to be with you, or I want to end this once and for all. I want closure. I want to know exactly where it is that I stand, So I feel like rather than waiting for them to come to you and you making a decision, I feel like you are stepping out of your comfort zone and approaching them, but confidently, right? Confidently, still very much in your energy, still very confidently, and expressing your truth, that you still cannot forget this connection, that you cannot take your eyes still off this person, right? So Leo, I mean, there's a lot to unpack there, but honestly, I feel like, it's time to just be honest with yourself and this person and go from there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go deeper into this connection in your extended. So I'm going to look at exactly how you feel about them and the connection at this time. We're going to look at that in a bit more detail. We're going to look in more detail how they feel about you in this connection, and what is likely to play out between the two of you, and any advice that the universe has for you with regards to this connection. So if this resonates and you really want to get to the bottom of it, at least get deeper insight as to what the hell is actually going on here, you're more than welcome to check out the extended in the description box below. Otherwise, if this is where we leave it, I just wanted to say that, yeah, the ball is in your court, right? You're being prompted to take the initiative here. So if you really are just not able to leave this to lie, if you cannot let this go, you need to get clear on what it is you truly feel, what it is you truly want, and vocalize it, okay? So awesome. Just want to say thanks for checking this out. I hope it helped. Do let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you found it useful, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do, and don't forget the notifications bell. And yeah, it's like, I know it's scary putting yourself out there. I know it's not always, it doesn't always work out for the best revisiting the past, but you know what it is you want, you know what it is your intuition is telling you, so follow your instincts. But for now, take care, Leo, and I'll speak to you soon.